Hello everyone, this is the Nerdy Druid. I am back with another video. In a couple days, I'm going to have a video available for viewing called Pet Peeves, Children of the Gods, and Racism in Pagan and slash polytheism groups. Um, I just want to let you guys know that today I got two items in. One of them was a bloodstone that was from a wonderful seller in Indianapolis, Indiana. And another one was a Cardcaptor Sakura recharge, a backpack that's got a recharge station that you can recharge your cell phone, or you can listen to music, all that type of wonderful stuff. So my phone is currently recharging. It's kind of weird. I was trying to figure out how in the world it works, and I did finally figure out how you work it. So I was very happy with that. So currently my phone is recharging. So in the video, I wasn't going to do this video at all, but aside, since I am a pagan, and there is people trying to turn polytheism into a racist religion and everything, and with the rise of anti-Asian American and Pacific Islander attacks, I kind of wanted to just talk about this for a little bit and everything. So if you have any kind of soul in your body, you would be horrified at what's going on in America. And it amazes me. I love my brother to death, I really do. But it amazes me about how he had said that, how in the world is what former President Donald Trump say racist? And it is. So I grew up in a very, I have a very racist family. Now, not everybody who lives within my family tree are racist, but a vast majority of them are. And I don't condone it. I don't condone it in any way, shape, or form. Because we are a melting pot, and it kind of really pisses me off, as not just as a human being, but as a pagan, a neo-pagan. About how the racism that's prevalent in America, where it comes from, why policies are developed, why laws are developed or passed. And it's one of those things that you really try to wrap your head around. Try to wrap your head around. And somehow it's just doesn't compute. So I have a very complicated family history, and this is I'm not saying this to go, oh yeah, because it's real popular and all that type of stuff. So my great grandmother was born in the 1800s. I think she might have been born in the middle of the 1800s. I don't know what year she was born, but my grandmother was born in 1912, so my great grandmother was born in the 1800s. And Andrew Jackson, who hopefully will be replaced by Harriet Tubman, mainly because I can't stand I can't stand the guy. I have no problem with him. I have no problem. I'm not saying that, he should be taken off the $20 bill because he's white. He was white. But his policies had a direct effect on not just people that happen to be Native American, but it just created this whole cycle of hatred and racism and xenophobia and all that type of stuff. So, my great-grandmother fled the reservation. I don't remember what year the Native Americans were put on reservations. But she fled the reservation, and you could not legally leave the reservation. So, she managed to flee the reservation. This is what grandmother told me. And she married into the white culture. The white culture. And that's how a lot of families got Native American DNA in them, is from either people fleeing the reservation or fleeing prior to their people being put on reservations. And sometimes it was through marriage, because marrying a Indian was considered exotic. I know there's some descendants of Pocahontas who are in America. So my great-grandmother had to put up with a lot of racial bigotry based on her nationality, which was Native American. And it was transferred over to her daughter. And her daughter used to be targeted because of her nationality, because she was not pure white, the type of stuff. So, my grandmother was not raised to hate Asians. I am probably pretty sure that her mother did not raise her to be a bigot. But when you are surrounded by all this racism and everything, it's very easy for it to come subconsciously infect your brain. It's not an excuse to say that it was okay and all that type of stuff, but it is what it is. So when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor in 1941, drawing America into World War II, my grandmother forgot what it was like to be targeted based on nationality. The Japanese were responsible for everything that went on in the world. The Japanese are enemies, all that type of bullshit. And my mother could not understand how you could hate on an entire group of people until 9/11 happened. And then all of a sudden she developed the tendencies that she had condemned her own mother for. It amazed me as a human being who had been raised to not be a racist by my own mother, to have my mother end up becoming a racist. And blaming Muslims for everything, saying that, 9/11 was an inside job and all that type of stuff. And it hurt that she threw away all of her beliefs and all of her principles out the window to believe something like that. And it was a very ugly thing to watch. Very ugly thing to have to go through. Here I am openly against her beliefs, and she basically just didn't care. And this is how it's easy to forget your own personal experiences with racism or racial bias or racial bigotry and become the very thing that targeted you. You forget what it was like to go through that. And it hurts beyond anything. So when I saw video of Asian Americans being attacked or immigrants from Asia being attacked, I really feel in my heart of hearts that I'm really glad Mother is not around, because she would have fallen into the trap that she had condemned her mother for. And she would have hated them with the same passion that grandmother did. And of course, her favorite president, if it's okay for him to say it, if it's, oh, he must know something that I don't, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit that pops up. And it would have been a nightmare, because I would have had to live with this, constantly listening to this verbal tirade of anti this, anti that. Which also makes me glad I did not have kids, because I didn't want them to be exposed to that kind of rhetoric. We need to understand the history of Asian hate. We need to understand where it comes from. It comes from a very, very, very dark and nasty place. And we as Americans, we can either allow the hatred to infect us, or we can fight against it. And I really think that we need to fight against this kind of hatred and this kind of xenophobia. And we need to also fight against it within our own communities. We need to say that as pagans, we are not going to condone these kinds of actions and behaviors. And it hurts to see somebody get plow-drived into a concrete, and all because racial slurs or slurs were not done, it's not a hate crime. It just amazes me. But what also hurts is that children are being taught how to hate Asians, and they are bullying them, and it's like what happened to our dignity, what happened to what we stood for as Americans. And it's sad to see that we have regressed to animals and everything. So let's stop the hate, and let's just band together and say that we are not going to condone this. I don't condone it. I've seen what Dusty did to my grandmother. I saw what it did to Mother, and I refuse to be part of it. So stop the hate. Stop hate on Asian Americans. They're not the enemy of America. They're not. I mean, heck, look at the Spanish flu. It got started in a base in, I believe, Texas, I think. Yeah. So I will see you guys around next time. May you be happy, healthy, most importantly be safe, and held to the gods. Bye.